Well, hello there. Come on in. I'm Chris Brown. I'm your humble chimney sweep. I was just going over your chimney inspection report, but now that you're here, make yourself comfortable. Let's go over it together, shall we? Okay, now let's take a look at the inspection report and see how it reads out. This is a generic report. This is exactly what you will get, only your information obviously will be filled into all these blanks. The upper right-hand corner of the report is the legend. Each one of these initials pertain to something. A is consistent with the age of the chimney. B, see comments below. C, repairs needed. D, need further evaluation. Or E, not applicable. And they're placed into the boxes next to the parts of the chimney that can be easily identified in this diagram. And then, of course, you'll find my comments here below. Now, let's take a look at your personal report. So stay with me. Hey, Susan, it was great to see you out at the house today. Hey, what a pretty house. Great location, too, by the way. Let's go up on top. Somebody's done a lot of work on this chimney as far as the top is concerned. This crown up here has been re-poured, and it's done in a professional manner. It looks real good. It's got a stainless steel cap on the fireplace, and in the foreground here, that's your furnace flue. May or may not be active, but it looks like it's properly sleeved, and so that's a good thing. We view down. We're looking at the flashing. It looks a little rough, but it doesn't look like it's leaking. So that would be something for a roofer to determine anyway. This fireplace is beautiful, and I love the mantle dash surround. The problem is you need 8 inches on both sides, right? But we're not so concerned about that. The heat doesn't really reflect out through the sides, but from the opening edge here to the wood must be 12 inches, and you're at 6 or 7. Maybe it's 7 inches there. I'll give you the extra inch, but there where my thumb is about 12 inches, so you know you're missing quite a bit here. And what the significance of that is this wood could overheat and actually cause a house fire. Those codes, that's a code violation, and those codes are there for your protection, and they're, by the way, they're minimum standards. In other words, really, really good contractors go above and beyond the minimum standards. But that being said, I think a hood here that would be typically used for vent-free gas logs would accomplish making this a lot safer. It's not going to bring it up to code. Nothing's going to bring it up to code unless you revamp this whole surround. And I'm not suggesting that you do that. It's so pretty. But the little hood here, and you'll find them at Hearth and Patio and some of these other fireplace shops. They're usually associated with vent-free gas logs. I invite you to go to one of the shops and take a look at it, see if that's something that will work for you. Hearth extension, it needs to be 20 inches. You're short a few inches there. Not as important as the other, so again, I'm not suggesting that you do anything about that, but just to give you some heads up, these are minimum codes. Damper's working well, no problems with that. Let's go inside the flue system. This little white spot right here is actually light, so don't worry about that. But this flue at every joint, and there's a joint every 12 inches, is missing mortar. These are open joints. You can actually peek in there and see the bricks. If you look carefully, you can see these are cord bricks just piled up in there, kind of holding the whole situation together. The problem is that something could leach into the walls of the house. Now, you've got to know that they've been like that since the house was built, and this chimney is just like me. It's no spring chicken. So, short of a house burning down or people dying in the house, which there's no indication of that. In other words, the house is still there, and I'm not smelling any foul odors from dead bodies. So I'm going to assume that, you could maybe use it carefully, but on a professional basis, it should be repaired, and I've given you a solution for repairing it. We don't want to reline it. There's no reason to do that. The chimney's not missing flue sections and stuff. It's just a matter of pulling a slip form up through there and filling those gaps with refractory cement, preventing the gases and smoke from getting into the walls of the house. Giving you a price on doing that, it's just strictly for your consideration. You folks make the decision that works best for you. Questions for me, though, give me a call, 704-526-6348. You can always email me at chris@affordablesweep.com.